Hey guys, Brianna Houts here with the Lee County Extension Office. I am back for your Pick a Better snack for the month of October. I am so excited to see you guys. So, does anybody remember what we talked about last month? Yes, very good. We talked about tomatoes. So, how many of you went home and had tomatoes in one different form or another? Yes, very good. Yes, I hope you have tried them at least 7 times before you know if you like them or not. Of course, we talk about that all the time. So now we are on to the month of October. And we have another local food that we are going to be talking about that I am so excited about, and I'm pretty sure most of you will be too. If you don't, it's probably going to be a new food on your list to eat because it is really, really good. So last month we talked about a vegetable. So this month we will talk about a fruit. So we will alternate between a fruit and a vegetable each month. So next month we will talk about another vegetable. But this month we're going to talk about a fruit. And this is a fruit that we can get locally. And some of you might even have them in your backyard. Do you know what this is? Yes, it's an apple. Very good. So these apples that you guys will be getting today are from a local produce producer here in Iowa and actually in Lee County as well. If any of you have been to the Appleberry Orchard, these guys have given us, we bought these apples from them as a local grower. So these are actually from our own backyard, just right up the hill from you guys in your elementary schools. And some of you may have even visited them. So when you go see Jessica at Appleberry Orchard, tell her thank you for the apples that you guys received for the Pick a Better snack for the month of October. So we're really grateful to have them. They're a great resource for us, and they are also a great local producer who supports anything that we do. So I just gave her a call. I asked her I needed around 140 apples if she could be able to get those for us. So the next time you see her, thank her for those apples that you guys got. So we've got different ones, but you guys actually have what is called a Honeycrisp apple. That is the name of it. So there are multiple names for apples. Each one is different. You've got like your Golden Delicious. It's more of a golden color. You also have Red Delicious, Johnny Apples. Those are all going to be more of a reddish color, but your Honeycrisp are both colors. So that's a pretty cool thing. So definitely. Now, you guys probably have done an activity already, or you will do an activity here once we get done with this, but you guys will get to do a little puzzle activity that I have sent with your teachers in an email. Those have come in the bags for you guys to work on, so hopefully your teachers will be able to work that in today so that you guys can do that. Now, what you guys did with that is it was the puzzle of plant parts is what you guys did. So you guys had different puzzles that looked a lot like this. So we've got our seed puzzle. We have our leaves puzzle. We have our stem puzzle. We have our roots puzzle. We have flower puzzle and our fruit one as well. So there are multiple different things that we have to use for your plants to grow or your trees for your apples to end up growing for us. Now, we have the roots that soak up the water. Let me pull those back out for you. These guys soak up the water and keep the plant in the ground, or the tree in our case for the apple, so that it doesn't blow over. We have our stem that bring the water up and the food down to the roots so that our tree can keep growing, and our fruits and flowers, things like that. Then we have our leaves, which are our green ones here, and those help the plant make food. So it soaks up the sunlight and it gets the food from that. Then we have our flowers. They grow into fruit especially with the help of bees. So if you've talked about pollinators, you've got your bees, your monarchs, all of that. They do the fruit here. They pollinate all those little pieces in there, and that's how they get to grow into the fruit. And then we have our fruit that holds and spreads new seeds. As you can see, we've got little seeds in there. And then, of course, we have our seeds. Oops, upside down. Our seeds, these little things right here, and they actually help make new plants. So definitely you guys were able to talk about this, but this is a little bit about that. And if your teacher wanted to go into more detail about those, by all means go for that. So I hope you guys had fun working in groups to get your puzzles put together, or I hope you have fun if you haven't done it, like I said, so that you can get that going. Now, of course, we always talk about our apple, but definitely we use all of those parts of the plants to grow that apple. So that is very, very important for us. But where can you find an apple? I already gave you one answer. Yes, Appleberry Orchard. So you guys can find your apples at Appleberry Orchard. You can also find them at a grocery store, at a farmer's market, places like that. So there are lots of different places that we can find it. So looking at an apple, how do we pick out the best apple for us? Why do we do that? How do we do that? So definitely when you're picking out an apple, you want to make sure it's smooth. So you can run your hand over it and it feels really smooth. You also want to make sure that it's firm. So you kind of squeeze it and it doesn't even move. If it moves and it feels like really soft and mushy, don't get that apple. Definitely, you want to make sure that everything looks good. There are no spots on the edges of your apple. You also want to look for any bruised pieces that maybe look a little brown. You don't want to get one of those because it's not very good. So there are all different sorts of colors. Like I said, you can get greens, yellows, reds. So they have all different colors that you guys can get for sure. Now, once you get them from your place of getting them, whether it be Appleberry Orchard, your grocery store, the farmer's market, things like that, what you do is you can take them and put them in a plastic bag and you can store them in the refrigerator for up to 3 weeks. Now, I would say avoid placing them by foods or vegetables or fruits, anything like that that is really strong smell, say for like onions, for example, because it can actually seep into your apple and make your apple taste like an onion, for sure. Now, when you get ready to eat your apple, before you do that, which your teachers have probably already done by now for you, is you want to take your apple and you want to rinse them off under cool water. And you can cut them, you can peel them however you want to, but you can eat the outside of the apple. It is actually edible for you. So once you've rinsed it off, it should be good to eat, unless you want it cut up, which you would need the help of an adult to do that. Or you can also find apple slicers. Sometimes they have the apple slicers that are metal or plastic that will cut it into pieces for you. Now, in the US alone, there are over 25,000 varieties of apples. Some popular ones include Granny Smith, Macintosh, Honeycrisp, and Red Delicious. That is a lot of different kinds of apples that they have, for sure. Now, apples grow on trees and are in the pome or fleshy fruit family, and it has a core that holds several small seeds. So when you open up your apple, if you've ever opened up an apple before, you've cut it in half, you see the seeds in the middle of it, or sometimes when your parents use an apple slicer, they actually cut out, there's a little circle that goes right down the middle to cut out the core, so you guys don't have to do that. But if you slice it, open it up and look, and your teacher may even have that open for you already to look at. You can see the seeds in the inside. I'm not going to cut this open because this is going to be one that comes to you guys, so you guys will be on the lookout for something similar to this. And with the donation, each of you will get to have your own apple to try. So you guys can eat the whole apple if you would like. So all thanks to Appleberry Orchard for that donation. Now, why do we eat apples? Why are they good for us? Well, they provide fiber, vitamin C, and potassium. And you eat the skin for the most fiber. So we've talked about our vitamin C, our defense shield. It helps protect us. So if you guys do your defense shield, that helps protect us. Our immunity keeps us from getting sick and helps us heal faster. And then our fiber. Remember, we rub our tummy because it helps keep our digestive system going at a good amount that we need it to. It helps keep our tummy healthy and full and keeps us so that we don't have to eat as often in between. So those are good, and especially if you eat the outside, it's okay. That gives you the most fiber of all. All right, for sure. Now, while we're on the subject of fall fruits, which is kind of what today is about, we're talking about, of course, apples that are ready to harvest in the fall. Some other things that we have that are always ready to harvest that are fruits for us are also pears and melons. So like watermelon, cantaloupe, melon, all of those that you see are very good for us. So those are all local foods that you can get close to home as well. But you can get these just right up the road. So for sure. All right. Now is the time for you guys to pause the video, go ahead and go and wash your hands, whether it be soap and water or whether you get hand sanitizer, because we need our hands to be clean. And during this time that you're paused, your teacher will probably hand out your apples so that you have those. And like I said, they might be a little wet yet because if they've rinsed them off, you should rinse them off. If they haven't rinsed them off yet, once you've got your hands washed or hand sanitized, go ahead and take them to your sink and get them washed off, because that will be the greatest thing to do, especially if you haven't washed them yet. So go ahead and pause the video, get your hands washed, and we'll be back with our taste test here shortly. All right, welcome back. I hope you guys are all ready to go and get part of your taste testing out of the way. First off, our hands are clean and we are in the no yuck zone. So, of course, we don't say yuck, we don't say gross, any of those words. We don't like to say those because we want everyone to be able to try it to know if they like it or not. Because maybe you have tried an apple and maybe you don't like it, or maybe you absolutely love it, but we want to have everyone be able to make their own opinion of their food that they are trying. So definitely the no yuck zone is going to be in place from now on until the end of the video. Thank you guys. I hope you guys all get to be brave testers today and try what we are eating. If for some reason you don't like it, which I'm gonna say probably you will like it because it is sweet and awesome. So definitely, if you don't like it, please quietly get up from your seat. You can spit it quietly in the trash can. Don't make a big scene of it. You can throw whatever's left in the trash can that you don't like, and then you are welcome to get a drink if you need to, and then quietly sit back down. But remember, we don't say any words that could be anything bad about that. So yuck, gross, ew, things like that for sure. We want to be very good. Now, You guys all probably have an apple in front of you. So I want you to pick up your apple and I want you to take a look at it. What color is it? It's greenish, yellowish, red color. Yeah, almost looks like a little bit of pink in there too, for sure. Yeah. Now, close your eyes and roll it around in your hands. What's it feel like? Smooth, definitely smooth. There's no bumps. Maybe a little roughness with the stem if you have the stem, and then the very bottom where you kind of see what looks like leaves or a flower. And then smell it. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It smells like an apple. It smells sweet. It smells juicy, if it smells juicy. There's lots of things. Oh, it smells like outside. I love it. I love it. All right. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take a bite out of it. Find a spot that you like and just take a bite. Go ahead and bite through that. The skin might be a little bit harder, so you might have to work just a little bit, but definitely take a bite out of the side of it. And tell me, what do you hear? What do you taste? I hear crunchiness. It's very juicy. I felt all the juice when I remember eating apples. I love eating apples. When I eat them, I feel the juice rush into my mouth and it tastes sweet. The inside is a little bit more, it's more of a rougher texture inside. But definitely, if you don't like the skin, you can go ahead and bite through it and then bite into the apple on the other side of the skin. But yes, I love apples. They are great. Okay, so go ahead and you can finish up what you're doing, or you can set your apple to the side. But now we have to do our voting. So, how did we like our apples? Now remember, our up is I loved it, I will try it and eat it again. I would eat it every day if I could. The side is, it was okay. I'd probably try it again. I liked it. It wasn't too bad. And nah, I don't know if I really like it. It's not the greatest, but remember, if you don't really like it, I want you to try it 7 times. And you don't always have to eat it raw. You can actually dip it in some caramel at home. You can actually cook them and bake them if you like apple pies or apple cakes, things like that. There's different ways to try your apple. Apple sauce, there's apple cider. There's many different ways that you can try an apple. So for sure, definitely do that. So on the count of 3, I want you guys to hold up your thumbs in voting on how you liked it. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. I love it. I'm loving seeing so many thumbs up. That is great. I love it. Apples are a great thing. They are very good. As they always say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So the more that you eat your fruits and veggies will help with that as well. Now, I hope you guys will have a chance to do your puzzles. And also, I want you guys to be able to go home and talk to your parents about your apples. You guys will each get all of the bingo cards to bring back. So I hope you guys are working on your bingo cards and bringing those back, because at the end of the year, you guys, whoever does that, will get a special prize, as well as you get your newsletter and a fact sheet about apples, and even a coloring sheet. So I hope you enjoy those. You get to take those home, talk with your families about that. But I want you to think about this, and your teacher can talk over this with you once we are done. But how would you explain this to your grown-up at home? So whoever's with you at home, how would you explain this to them in apple? What we talked about today. Also, where can you buy apples or pears or melons, any of our fall fruits? And what else do you know about fruits? what did we talk about today? How are these healthy for us? How are they good for us? For sure. All right, well, that comes to the end of my time. Thank you guys for being great, brave taste testers today and trying out my apples, even though I'm pretty sure most of you already have. I hope you guys enjoy your whole apple to take home and have as a snack for the rest of the day if you want. But enjoy, and remember to thank Jessica the next time you're at Appleberry Orchard. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next month.